What is up, everyone? It's me, John Was Never. Today, I'm going to be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid Squid Game 2. Now, this is a sequel to a Wimpy Kid parody I made like a few years ago, and Squid Game Season 2 came out, and I was like, you know what? I gotta make this sequel. Everyone's going to be wanting this. So I finally have it out, and I'm going to read it. January, Monday. I should explain some things. After I won the Squid Game, I was sent home with a whopping $45.6 billion. Don't get me wrong, I do feel bad for killing Rowley. I'm lying. If I didn't kill Rowley, then I'd have to either lose or split the money with him, and that was not happening. The downside of winning all this money was that my family was going to ask where it came from. When I got home, I told my family that I won a ton of money by having my name drawn from a hat. Luckily, they all were dumb enough to believe it. But after a while, Mom and Dad started to wonder where Roderick went. Are you depressed? Do we need to find you a goth GF? In order for them not to get suspicious, I jumped in and told them that I gave Roderick some of my money so he could go on a relaxing cruise. After all of that was settled, I had gotten the best idea since condoms. If I enter those games again, I could win again and be just about a trillionaire. I played all of the games, and I know how to beat them. So I started walking around my neighborhood hoping that I'd bump into the man with the suit again. After a few weeks or so of doing the same thing every other day, I eventually found him again and asked him about rejoining. And luckily, he said yes and gave me a card. Although, I needed to use the same strategy I used last time. I need a group of people on my side so I increase the chances of winning. So, I offered Mom, Dad, and Manny to join me. But I didn't tell them the specifics. All I said was that it was like Wipeout or Family Feud. They were ecstatic about the idea, and Dad even suggested that we bring Uncle Gary along because he always tries to get rich quickly. I obviously said yes, because the more the merrier. And so we all waited at the specific destination and waited for a black limousine to pick us all up. Of course, we were put to sleep with sleeping gas inside, but no one really remembered it except for me since I've been through this. And now we come to the present. We all woke up in the games. I had the same number as last time, 069. Here's all the numbers of everyone. When we entered the first game, I immediately recognized it as the red light green light game from before. Since I've already played it, I already have an advantage. But something was different right off the bat. Not the game, the people. When I got in, I noticed that Albert, Sandy, Patty Farrell, and Holly Hills were there. I didn't have much time to ask questions, so I warned them. Whatever you do, don't move or you'll all die. My family heard what I said too, but again, I didn't have time to explain. The game had already begun. We all started running. When we all froze like normal, only one person moved. It was Manny. He saw the robot doll thing and wanted to play with it, so he started walking towards it but was immediately shot down. Just like last time, a lot of people started freaking out and started running away but got shot too. Mom looked traumatized, but she pushed through to the end of the game. Luckily, everyone else I mentioned survived, but as I expected, everyone was asking me questions. After we got back to the main room, Mom, Dad, Uncle Gary, Albert, Patty, and Holly were all pressing me for answers. I cracked under pressure, and so I just came clean. I've played these games before! Everyone was speechless. I told everybody about everything that happened when I first joined the games. Naturally, everyone felt betrayed, and I kind of felt bad too. Even worse, Holly said she didn't trust me anymore. I didn't want that, so I told a little fib that the reason I came back was because I wanted to stop the games from happening. Fortunately, that did just the trick and everyone trusted me again. Next, the pink soldier guys came into the main room and told us that we could vote if we wanted to continue playing or not. We all voted not to continue, but since everyone else in the room heard that I've played the games before, they thought they'd have an advantage since I knew all the games. In the end, the continue playing vote won. Tuesday. All of that was short lived because the next game was different. I was expecting to play the cookie game again, but when we walked into the room, it turned out to be a pool room with a long Olympic swimming pool. Not only that, but the pool was filled with a yellow liquid and it smelled putrid. We could only assume that it was filled to the brim with piss. They said that we had to swim across the pool in 1 minute and 30 seconds or we'd be eliminated. Everyone looked at me, but I told them I didn't know this one. Between swimming in piss and dying, I'd rather swim in piss. So we all started swimming. But of course, Patty Farrell wasn't going to swim in piss. I'm not doing that. Swimming in piss was way worse than I thought. Somehow, it was still warm, and I accidentally got some in my mouth. Even so, the rest of us all qualified and we all returned to the main room reeking of urine. I was kind of glad that Patty was eliminated, but Holly was completely upset. She was crying and everything. I was going to comfort her, but Albert had the same idea and did so before me, and he knew what he was doing.